What's up, sports fans? Welcome back to Life Talk with Candace. It's time for another rundown of sports for the week. Please, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you got something to say, put a comment down below and I'll get back to you. Now let's get to it. The World Series is here. I love the World Series. I love the World Series because all of the fans, they just get all rowdy and ruckus, and that's really the best part. It makes baseball fun to watch. The World Series this year is between the Rays and the Dodgers. It's going to be limited fans and at a neutral site. This is really cool because this year, one of these teams gets to bring a second trophy back to their cities. We got Tampa Bay, whose Lightning already won the Hockey League Stanley Cup. And we got LA, whose basketball team already won the NBA Finals. So, who's it going to be, the Tampa Bay Rays or the LA Dodgers? Dodgers haven't won the World Series since 1988, and the Rays have never won the World Series. It was a thrilling weekend for boxing. Number 1 world-ranked Vasily Lomachenko loses in a unanimous decision to Teofimo Lopez Jr. Lomachenko started off slow, but then tried to rally in like the 8th round, but it ended up not being enough for Lopez Jr. When Lopez Jr. was asked at the end if he wanted a rematch, and he's like, "For what? I've done everything I needed to do to prove that I'm better than this guy." Little trash talking, something you can't get in other sports. I love it. Sticking with boxing, Edgar Berlanga. Did you see his 15th straight knockout? Yeah, you got that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15 straight first round knockouts, might I add. His average knockout takes about a minute and a half. This weekend he knocked out a guy named Linnell Bellows in a minute and 19 seconds. I'm watching it and I'm thinking, how is this possible? He's knocking out all these guys. I mean, what happens when you're the 10th guy, the 14th guy? Don't you see it coming? But Bellows was the 15th guy, and I'm watching it and I realized Berlanga got some hard hits. Every punch he was making, you could hear it in the microphone, just striking the guy in his face. I would imagine that contender number 16's goal is to just make it to the second round. It only took Kyler Murray and the Cardinals 9 passes to lay down a butt whooping at the Cowboys. Is their season over? The Cowboys lost their only hope last weekend in Dak. I'm sorry, we gotta laugh. Can we all just laugh at Cowboys fans who think they're going to the Super Bowl every year? Ha, ha, ha. Can Jerry Jones fire himself? Just asking. After the last 2 weeks, I can't tell if the Buffalo Bills are contenders or pretenders. They did play the top 2 teams in the AFC, the Chiefs and the Titans, respectively. But Josh Allen was inaccurate, and their run defense is sus. Speaking of running the ball, the Chiefs' offense clearly can do it all. They can run, they can pass, and now they have Le'Veon Bell, who clearly went for the wins. Check out my last video where I talk about Le'Veon Bell. Good for Bell. I can't wait to see how Andy Reid uses him. Back to the Titans and running the ball. Can we please put Derrick Henry in the MVP conversation? This can't just go to quarterbacks. Even their coach said he put them on their back last week in their overtime win over the Texans. Now, let's see if Derrick Henry and their running game can run over the best front 7 in all of football in the Pittsburgh Steelers. In the battle of the AFC's only 2 undefeated teams, somebody's taking an L this week. The bigger question is, can Pittsburgh's offense be better than Tennessee's defense? Speaking of taking an L, this Pittsburgh Steelers gave Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns a huge L this past weekend. They had them riding the short bus back to Cleveland. They said that game was for Myles Garrett, but I guess that's what happens when you dedicate a football game to an instigator who acts like they're the victim. On to the Colts. I can't tell if they're good or not either. Last week they lost to the Browns, who are 4-2, and this week they had to come back from 21 points down to the lowly Bengals. Everybody once traded out of Cincinnati, and I don't blame them. This week it was Kirk Cousins passing out interceptions like Halloween candy. On the other hand, good for the Falcons and their fans and Raheem Morris for getting the win. The Rams beat all over every team in the NFC East, but it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to do that in their own division, the NFC West. They lost to the 49ers. Now let's see what they got against the hot Cardinals. And then they play the undefeated Seahawks, who have no defense though. The Eagles almost came back to beat the Ravens in what seems like a repeat of last week. What's crazy is the Eagles still got a shot in the NFC East. However, the Ravens' defense and Lamar Jackson were able to hold off the Eagles. Lamar Jackson broke off another big run, man. Nobody can stop this guy. in the run game. Okay, the jig is up and the news is out on how good the Bucks defense is. Now I understand why sports pundits are calling the Bucks title contenders. I thought it was just because of Tom Brady. They mollywopped the undefeated Packers, and it was basically all on defense. Are the Patriots in trouble? And am I the only person who wants to see Cam Newton do well, but see the Patriots lose? Can we have both? It's Tua time in Miami. And is Adam Gase fired yet? Dang! The Lions beat the Jaguars, so I guess Matt Patricia's job is safe? I guess. The Bears are quietly good. They got Nick Foles and a pretty good defense. They beat Carolina and served her. What are the Giants doing? They should be in tank mode. I guess it doesn't take much to beat a team without a mascot in Washington. On to NBA, the Sixers hired Doc Rivers and the Clippers hired Ty Lue. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and you like getting a sports rundown every week, please subscribe so you know when I post another video. And if you have something to say, comment down below and like this video. Until next time, I'm out.